Hi there, my name is Lorna and welcome to The Sauce. Saucy. Today on my channel we're going to be talking to a nurse from Mayo University Hospital in Ireland. We're going to be specifically talking about the coronavirus. The nurse I will be talking to is Ciara O Grady, and she will be telling us about the coronavirus and how her and her colleagues are coping in the hospital at the moment. Check this out. Hi Ciara, how are you?
Good, Lorna. How are you?
Brilliant. Thanks for agreeing to do this interview with me today. I know you're very busy at the moment. I really hope this video will benefit people who are feeling a bit worried at the moment about the current situation in the world, and maybe any questions they might have might be answered through this video. Maybe we'll start off by you giving us an overview of your job and how it has changed since COVID-19.
So I'm working as a nurse in Mayo University Hospital, and at the minute I'm working in the COVID A&E. So it's like the EGB, and then there's an EGA, so there's a normal A&E still there in the hospital. I suppose it's changed because as a nurse, like, we're always dealing with infections and everything on a daily basis, but we've never dealt with obviously an unknown virus or a virus that we can potentially get. So yeah, it's different going into work, and knowing that you're going into the COVID A&E as well is very different because you're facing the virus every day.
You're reading all this stuff online and it's kind of scary, and you're with it head on, really. Like,
yeah, it's scary because you're going in, and although we're wearing the PPE like all the time, and actually the staff in our unit, we've the lowest number of staff sick in the unit that I'm working in, and it's probably because we're wearing the protective gear all the time. But like, there is some staff that have gotten sick as well. So the only thing that keeps us feeling safe is that we have that, but it's still scary because we're going home to our families, so we don't know if we're bringing it home or not. But we try our best to do everything that we can do to keep it away from us.
Exactly. Which leads me to my next question, which is what is the special protective equipment that you're using at the moment?
We're wearing special masks with a filter on it. We wear goggles or a shield to keep it away from our eyes, hairnets to protect our hair because it's carried in the hair, and then long gowns like down to our shoes.
Wow, so it's pretty full on.
Yeah, it's not nice. Like, you can get really sick people coming in, and there has to be a nurse gowned up and then a clean nurse outside. So whoever's gowned up could be in there for ages with the patients. Very claustrophobic, and it's not nice. But look, it has to be worn.
Are there many cases from Mayo, and how are you and your colleagues coping at the moment?
We are updated actually every day for management, like how many people are being treated in the hospital. But I was off yesterday, so I didn't have the figures from yesterday, but I was looking at the Connacht Telegraph, and they're usually right in their statistics. So I think there is 29 people being treated in Mayo University Hospital with it as of yesterday, and 17 more people queried that they have it. So you still have to treat them as they have it until their test result comes back.
Yeah, you don't think it's going to happen. It's just something you kind of read online, and then suddenly it's happening all around you.
There is a lot of people out there that, they think they're invincible, and they're not thinking much about it till it lands on their doorstep or they get sick. Yeah.
So how does it feel for you working on the front line during this emergency?
It's the first time ever I've been scared going into work, and I love nursing, but I don't love it at the minute.
Yeah, but I suppose the kind of you making a difference to somebody's life is really like empowering, really, isn't it?
Yeah, like, you forget about it once you're in there. Like, once you're in front of the patients, you can't stand there and be a negative Nelly or seem like you're down. Like, you're there to comfort them and reassure them, so it's forgotten about. And like, my colleagues are really good. We're all feeling the same, so we're all there to support each other. And the management in the area that I'm working is really good as well.
And what advice would you give to Irish people during this crisis in terms of their mental health and how to stop the spread of the virus?
Well, in terms of their mental health, I had discussed that already on my Instagram page and you had seen that, but keep positive. It's such an uncertain time, like for everyone. But definitely one thing I would say is to stay off social media, because all you're seeing is the negative news and you're not going to see anything positive on it. And keep yourself busy throughout it all, and don't let it get to you too much.
Yeah, you could spend hours just going through it. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm looking at it and then it sets you kind of, worried for the day, and it's not really a good feeling, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Like everyone's scared. Like you're not alone. Just like as well, obviously seek help if you need it. There's all them helplines still open, and use them if you're not feeling great or you're feeling very down. It's important just to seek the help like that you need. Yeah. If it gets too much, that is.
And what can people do at home to further stop the spread of the virus? Like, what would you advise them?
To stop the spread of the virus is to adhere to everything that the government is telling you to do. Stay at home if you don't have to go outside. Like if you're going outside, stay within the 2 kilometers. Don't be going to visit people. Don't be letting people into your house unless it's the person that you're living with. Wash your hands. Don't be going to the shop if you don't need to be going to the shop. Do your weekly shop and then that's it. Wash your hands is really important. Just as well to touch on that people are wearing gloves.
In terms of wearing gloves, do you recommend it? Because I've read like online that gloves make things worse.
I wouldn't say no to wearing gloves, but I do get annoyed when I see people wearing gloves and they're not using them properly. Like if you're going into the shop, clean your hands and then put on your gloves, do your shopping, and then put your shopping into the car and take your gloves off. There's people getting into the car with their gloves on, it's on their steering wheel, they're touching their face, then they're going home with the dirty gloves. They're not using it properly. But if people know how to use gloves properly, then absolutely use them. And it's the same with masks. Like it hasn't been proven yet if they actually help us or not, the masks that people are wearing. But I've seen people in the supermarket with masks and they're touching them, and I don't know if they're taking them off properly. There's a certain way you need to take off the mask. So unless you know how to use these things properly, then you can wear them. But if you don't, you shouldn't, because you are going to spread the virus.
Well, that's it. There should be some sort of actual tutorial on how to stay clean during this time.
Yeah. Well, I know it's scary as well for people. Like I shouldn't come across, I sound cross about it. I know it's scary and they're trying to protect themselves, but they do have to stop and think for a few minutes to think, are they actually spreading it or helping themselves at all? Like they have to be so cautious.
Can you tell us what are some of the obvious or early symptoms of the coronavirus?
Yeah, it varies from person to person. Like from nursing in the COVID A&E, like I've learned that there's lots of symptoms and it varies from different people, and you'd hear on the radio that it's just shortness of breath, fever or a cough, but that's not necessarily always the case. Like you can feel really tired as well, and also a big symptom is losing your sense of taste and smell. So that is a warning sign that you could potentially have it. And fever, cough, and all that are symptoms, but you could lose your sense of taste and smell and not have a cough and not have a temperature. So it's all very different.
Are you feeling positive that we will eventually get back to normal again?
Oh yeah, definitely. We will. If everyone just listens. I know it's really hard and it's so unsettling and people are getting really impatient, but there's people dying, there's young people dying. If we all have to do this for the year, then, I think that should be fine with everyone for us to get back to normal next year. But we have been told life can't go back to normal until there's a vaccine, and we don't want a second surge. And I am quite scared about the restrictions being lifted on the 5th of May. And so are my colleagues, so are all the doctors in the hospital. And if they are, we don't want to get a really big episode of it again. We're doing so well now as it is, and we don't want to go back on our ways.
The gradual kind of thing will be more helpful than just straight up restrictions lifted.
Yeah, obviously there'll probably be more shops and stuff allowed to be open with social distancing, and that's absolutely fine. But there's a lot of people thinking the pubs are going to be open again now in May, and they're going to be the last thing that are going to open.
Well, thanks for taking the time to do this, Ciara. I know you're very busy at the moment, so I really appreciate it. And good luck with everything. And fingers crossed that this will all go back to normal soon.
Lovely. And thanks for having me, Lorna. It's great.
Thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope it was of some benefit and it answered some of your questions. I know it answered a few of mine. And yeah, please like, subscribe, and click the Patreon link in the description to follow and support my channel. Thank you. Bye.
You know, when the patients are coming in and they're really sick, you have to stay positive around them and reassure them. I don't know, that just keeps us positive. I suppose we do see people getting better as well, and hear stories about people getting better in the hospital. And we have, and my colleagues have been sick and they've returned to work this week. So that's keeping me positive.